Subscribe if you're always missing a sixth person.
Hey, it's Friendly, and I make guides and helpful content for Destiny 2. Whether you're a veteran, beginner, or you just took a break, I think you'll find one of my raid or dungeon guides useful. Sometimes I'll follow up and highlight an encounter I feel could use more time. So, today's video is a guide on a single raid encounter, the Planets Encounter, from the Root of Nightmares raid. Root of Nightmares, Planets Encounter. The more wells, the better, and we always welcome a div. The DPS meta is always changing, so this is only a suggestion. Just be careful of hitting a teammate with a rocket. Here's a main arena with various planets and platforms. You'll see 3 circle plates in the center for later. There are 2 steps to get to DPS. First, we have to collect light and dark planets. Then we have to matchmake planets with the same color. Let's do the first part. Split your team up as shown. Add clear, stay safe, stay far, and consider using a scout rifle. Try to avoid killing the Colossus enemies as they're needed for a mechanic later on. As for the others, split the arena into a left and right side. There are 4 triangle platforms, 2 on each side. Choose a platform each. You can see Panda and Vault at the platforms on the other side. Here's a map, 2 triangles near the boss marked in yellow, and 2 triangles close to the rally in blue. So 4 triangle people, 1 per triangle, and 2 add clear. Each triangle person has 3 planets to look at. This is indicated by the purple circles at each point of the triangle. Extremely important. Yellow triangle people, you 2 are buddies, do not forget this. Blue triangle people, you 2 are buddies, do not forget. So we need to collect planets, but how do we know which ones? Nothing stands out. That's because we need to reveal the planet's true colors, then find the outlier planet for each plate. Then exchange it as shown here and as shown here. Our goal is to have all light planets on the left side and all dark planets on the right side. Let's go step by step. Kill these orange bar Centurions. When they die, they trigger Colossus to spawn on each triangle platform. There will be 4 total. Remember, it's not the shield enemies, it's these flying Centurions, and there are 2 at a time, a left one and a right one. Triangle plate people, stay on your triangle plates and be safe when killing the orange bars. Killing the left Centurion spawns Colossus for the 2 left side triangle plates. And vice versa for killing the right side Centurion. It spawns the right side Colossus. Again, 4 total, 1 per triangle plate. Triangle people, kill your own Colossus. Doing so makes you empowered. It grants you planetary insight. Normally the planets look like this, all boring, but anyone that gets planetary insight can see what these planets' true colors are. If you kill the Colossus on the left side, you can only see planets on the left's colors. Notice how the planets on the right side of the map, where Johnny Thundercrash is located, still look normal. Vice versa for killing a right side Colossus. You can only see right side planet's true colors. Each of you killed your Colossus, granting each of you insight. Now, each of you need to look at your own 3 planets on your own triangle plate and determine which one does not belong. Here's an example. I have a light, I have another light, but I have a dark here. Therefore, the dark planet is the outlier because I have 2 lights already. If you're on a left side triangle, you'll want to look for a dark planet as your outlier. If you're on a right side triangle, you want to look for a light planet as your outlier. This is because we want only light planets on the left side of the map and only dark planets on the right side of the map. That's our goal for part 1. So each of you find a planet on your own plate that does not belong. I use the points of a triangle when calling out which planet I am talking about. This is because there are only 3 callouts, left, middle, or right for each person. As long as you keep your reference north and south, you should not get confused. Example, both of these guardians on the left-hand side of the map found their outlier dark planets. On the yellow triangle, the guardian sees that the outlier planet is the one at the middle point of his triangle. On the blue triangle, the guardian sees that the outlier planet is on the right point of the triangle. The triangle guardians on the right side of the map, on their triangles, they must look at their own planets and determine which ones are their outliers. Remember, every triangle guardian should be doing this for their own triangle plate, determining which is the outlier planet. You can even help your fellow triangle guardians. As shown, I'm not responsible for that far right side triangle plate, but I can still see which planet is the outlier that Axel should be using. So I can tell Axel, hey, yours is the left point of your triangle. You are standing on the correct one. So all of you know which planets are your outliers. Hopefully you remember who your buddy is because you will be exchanging planets with that buddy. Remember, these 2 are buddies and these 2 are buddies. Your buddy is always directly across from you on the other side of the map. Left and right, left and right. In the following footage, all triangle guardians should be doing this. Get insight. Look at the 3 planets on your triangle plate. Okay, left one is light. Middle one is also light. My outlier is the planet on the right point of my triangle. My buddy Physicist does the same thing on his triangle plate. His outlier planet is on the left point of his triangle. Great, now just interact with the glowing orb under that outlier planet to pick it up. As shown, all you have to do is interact with the glowing orb. Then I tell my buddy physicist, hey physicist, take your outlier planet and dunk it on my triangle's right point. At the same time, he tells me to dunk my outlier planet on his triangle's left point. Shown here, I'm taking my outlier planet over to my buddy's triangle. I dunk it in the vacant spot that my buddy left behind, which is the left point of his triangle. Meanwhile, my buddy is dunking his outlier planet onto the vacant spot that I had left behind on my triangle. Notice how he dunked at the right point of my triangle. Remember, that was where my outlier planet was originally located. The two outlier planets will begin to exchange and move from their original spots to their newly designated spots that you and your buddy interacted with. Johnny and Axel are the other two buddies in the back of the room who need to do the same thing. Once all 4 planets are done exchanging, you'll get resonance along with this message. And you only have a limited amount of time to do this, so keep an eye on this planetary shift timer. Part 1 done. We are now fully stocked up on light planets on the left and dark planets on the right. Part 2, matchmaking the same colors. Keep the same teams and repeat the Colossus spawning steps. Kill orange bars, spawn and kill big boys, and anyone who has planetary insight, look at the center 3 planets. Yell out loud what you see. 2 light planets, 1 dark planet. Because this is a matchmaking step, this means we need to bring a dark planet to this location, a light planet to this location, and a light planet to this location. Dunk the matching colored planets on these plates which are conveniently underneath those center 3 planets. This is straightforward because we just finished stocking up on all light planets on the left and all dark planets on the right. Example, I get planetary insight, and I'm in charge of callouts. I take a look at the center 3 planets. I tell my team, 2 light, 1 dark. We need 1 dark planet on the right. I tell my team I'll take care of light left. I can grab any of these glowing orbs which represents a planet. Any of these will be a light planet. I know because we gathered only light planets on this left side. If you don't see a glowing orb, keep looking around the triangle plates. You'll find one. As shown, I am on the right side of the map, so any glowing orb I grab will be a dark planet. And here I dunk it on the right plate just by interacting with it. Let's say you're ad clear and you do not have insight. Well, you can still pick up these planets and help the team. Anyone can help out and do this because we've stocked up on all light planets on the left and all dark planets on the right. So you do not even need insight to see light versus dark. So as a team, putting this all together, I'm gonna dunk this light planet on the left plate. While I do this, you can see my teammate Magus dunking on the right plate over there. Lastly, Vault dunks in the middle plate. Communication is key here. Tell your team where you just dunked, or tell them you took care of the left one, or only one more light in the middle. After 3 dunks, the planets you chose will line up and you should have them matched up with the center 3 planets, as shown here. Lastly, shoot the crystal to start up the DPS phase, or at least speed it up. Time for DPS. Shoot the crystal to get things going. DPS involves using these 3 plates, which of course correspond to the planets above them. These plates will glow either light or dark, depending on the color of the planets above them. Stepping into these auras grants you either the power of light or the power of darkness. This matters because you need to match your buff to the boss color. The boss alternates between light and dark. Without a matching buff, you will not be able to damage the boss, as shown here. All I'm seeing here is immune because I only have a light buff, not a dark buff. Example, you'll know ahead of time which plates will glow what color because of the corresponding planet's color above each plate. So these 2 plates will glow light and this right plate will glow dark because of the planets above. But which plate should you use first? Say here's your setup. It doesn't matter what combination of planet colors you have, just take note of what color do you have more of. Here we have more light planets. So when DPS starts for this example, start on a light plate. This is because the boss will always start with the color that there is more of. I have yet to experience otherwise, and it makes sense based on probability. As shown here, when DPS starts, he's going to jump towards us with a light buff. The boss alternates between the colors, so he'll go light to dark to light to dark, so be ready to run to a plate with the opposite color. Example, light is the majority, so the order will be start at the middle, then go to the right plate because the boss will alternate to that color, then go to the last light plate on the left. Let's look at this in real time. Here, light is the majority. We chose to start middle, but the left plate would have been okay also. DPS begins when he jumps down. Of course, he has the light color because that's the majority. Boss alternates to the other color, so we run to the right plate to grab that buff. And all you need is to dip in and get out. You're just grabbing the buff. He'll alternate to the opposite color one more time, so we run to the last light plate on the left. Dip in, get the buff, and get out. You'll know when to change plates when this message comes up. Placing a well right here is very helpful because when you change plates, you can dip into the plate, grab the buff, and go back to the well to continue doing damage, as opposed to popping a well on some random plate and wasting it by never going back to that plate. So rinse and repeat, collect all your light and dark planets, then bring the matching colors into the center to match those planets, get him to final stand, he'll explode, and during this final stand, all plates will be orange, so use any plate to buff up and continue DPS. A final note, I have not seen a light plate in this final stand yet. Please do let me know if these single raid encounters are helpful or not, and I'll consider making more of these. As always, let me know what worked, what didn't, and what you would like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.